I'm Jazzy, and I have for you a delicious restaurant quality meal. At a normal restaurant, this would be about $25, $30 a plate because it's ahi tuna. However, at the store right now, ahi tuna is on sale for $6.99 a pound. So this whole dish for two people, I made two of these for about $8. It takes about 10 minutes of your time. It's full of good fats, omega-3s. You control the flavor, you control the salt, you control everything. So let me show you how to make that, all right? We're gonna do some ahi tuna and some green beans and baby bella mushrooms with some sesame oil, a little bit of Asian flair. But what I want to focus on today are three things. We're going to focus on cutting the green beans on the bias cut. We're going to focus on the scallopini cut for the ahi tuna, and then I'm going to show you how to plate, okay? So we're not going to do too much of like recipe detail things this video, just mainly knife skills and cleaning of the produce, all right? So let's get started. So these are our lovely green beans. Now you notice here, you have the cute little curlicue end, and then the blunt end that is connected to the plant. You can keep that in, that's gourmet. This needs to be cut off, okay? So we're gonna cut a couple of these guys off, and then I will show you the bias cut. It's a lot of fun. You'll want to use it for the rest of your life, I promise. Alright, so we have our nice little green beans here. You can always feel free to use the bottom flat edge of your knife to line these babies up for you. Alright, now the bias cut, you want to put at an angle here, just like that. So when you look at them, look how cute that is. Isn't that fancy? You see these in little frozen vegetable packs and in restaurants all the time. They charge a lot of money for it. And look, you can make this at home, make it for your friends, and they'll be so impressed with you. All right, so we'll just cut up the rest of these green beans here. All right, now that we have a good 2 handfuls of green beans, let's put them over here, and we will have some fun with our mushrooms. Now, a lot of times we have mushrooms, people just dunk them in water. Now that makes them slimy and soft because they're fungus, they're spongy, and they're going to soak up whatever goodness you give them. So we don't want water to be that goodness. And what we want to do is you can take a damp paper towel and just wash them off. Just kind of wipe it off here. Make sure you get in the gills because actually the gills right up in there. The gills is where you have most chance of bacteria and little nasties. All right, so one thing we need to be considerate of is that the mushroom does not have a flat surface. See how it just kind of rolls around? So we don't want to quarter it with it being rolly like that. So what we're going to do is just cut this guy in half, and now we just made a flat surface. This is a good rule of thumb for anything that you're dicing or cutting or chopping. We'll go over this in a little more detail in other videos. So now we'll just cut this guy in half, and if we see the mushroom to the green bean, this guy's a little big. We don't want you to have to open your mouth super wide and shove that mushroom in there. So let's make him just a little smaller. Because we want everything to cook evenly. And these are ready to rock and roll. Now we have the ahi tuna. Look how beautiful it is. So ahi tuna can come in various shapes and sizes, and I'm going to show you what is called a scallopini cut because this is going to take forever to cook and you don't want the center of your tuna to be raw while the rest of it's perfect. So what we're going to do is take your knife, you take the butt of your hand, hold it very nice and firm, and take your knife as close to the middle as you can and just cut straight across. So you see we have a nice, fairly even 2 pieces of tuna ready to be cooked. All right, so we have everything all prepped and we're ready to start cooking. So we have the pan here on medium heat, and a lot of times people will just start dumping oil in your pan and then you turn the pan on. That is how a lot of people get way too much fat and calories into their food. So a trick is to have the pan heated with nothing in it, and we call it the 3-second rule. So you'll put your hands in the back of your hand on the pan, and if you can't really touch it, then you know it's hot enough. going to take our sesame oil and pour just a little bit, maybe like a tablespoon. And since the pan's already hot, see how it just nicely coats the whole pan very lightly. All right. So let's put in our vegetables here. And a little bit of salt. The sesame oil will give it a nice flavor. Okay. And I like using tongs a lot because tongs are an extension of your hands. You can use them to pick up things, you can use it to turn things over, and you don't really have to worry about, like a spoon, you can accidentally flip it on the floor, which is kind of messy, or even a spatula, you can break your food by accident sometimes when flipping things over. So I like to use tongs. All right, these pretty little babies are almost ready. You can see how they're nice and bright green, but they still got a little bit of crispness to them. So the final piece is we're gonna pour in our sweet chili sauce. Give them a quick toss. And this piece of the recipe is all done. Okay, and what we're going to do now, and this is why I have 2 towels with me. This one I use for my hands or produce or anything like that after it's washed. And then this one I use to wipe off the plate to make it nice and pretty and professional looking. There we go. Now let's cook our tuna. I'm still gonna, the pot's hot. It has a little bit of that sweet chili sauce in it. That's okay. We're just gonna put our tuna right on top of that. Do a quick rotation here. That looks perfect. All right. Let's put the first guy in here. Now a trick to cooking anything is you don't want to crowd the pan. If I would have put both tuna steaks in here, it would have started creating steam and then we won't get that nice crispiness on the bottom. So we're going to cook this guy by himself. Another trick when you're cooking anything in a pan is when the pan's hot and you put the food in the pan, especially meat or any type of protein, you need to cook it as it lands. If it wasn't perfectly in the pan and it was kind of slid off a little bit, don't try and take it and put it in the middle of the pan. Please don't do that, because what will happen is the meat isn't done searing and sealing itself off. So trying to scrape it up before it's ready, especially when you just stick it on there, that's why it peels and it starts to fall apart, and then you start crying with your nice sirloin or ahi tuna steak and it's all messed up in your pan. So just leave it as it lies. So we're going to let this guy cook for about 4 minutes, and then we'll flip it over and I'll show you what that looks like. He's smelling good. I had to upgrade my tongs here so we can flip this baby over. Ah, yeah, look at that. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna rotate the pan a little bit, kind of get that oil all around. I'm gonna cook this side for another, I think probably another 2.5 minutes, and then we'll set them to rest and I'll cook the other one up and I will show you how to plate. Oh, that's gorgeous! Look at that. Okay, gonna set this guy down and let him rest for a couple minutes. Yeah, that's good enough. That's enough oil. Set that guy in there. Now with any protein, we want it to rest. So we're gonna cook this guy. We're letting the other steak rest because it's just like with heat, think about it as you're punching something, right? So if you're punching something for a long time, you're gonna get tense and tight, right? So the same thing with your protein. You're cooking it, you're heating it, you're punching the proteins and the molecules in that meat. So you want it to rest and kind of relax, and then when you slice it, that's how you're able to maintain the juice and all its goodness. So when you watch a lot of cooking shows like on Chopped, you see the judges get all mad because they cut their meat too soon. It's because it gets dry. So we're gonna let that guy rest. I'll flip this one over for you in a couple minutes, and then I will show you how to plate. This is the last little steak here. And let's trying to flip this guy over. Oh, look at him glow. Let me get that extra fat out of here. All right, get that oil all around him. We'll let this guy cook for another minute and a half, and we'll take him out, and then the first steak will be ready to slice and dice, and we'll put it with our lovely aioli. Let's check our last little steak here. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. We'll turn it, remove it from the heat. All right. Put him down, let him rest. We'll get our plate here. Now this is what I've been dying to show you all night. So we have our sweet chili aioli. And don't worry, I do have this recipe online. I'm going to take a spoon of it. All right. We're going to do a little dab here. Okay, you see how I took the spoon and you just drag it through like that? That's how they do it at the restaurants. So easy. So let's try it again. And you can do it with me at home. I won't mind. Okay, so we'll take another spoon of sauce here. Kind of, there you go, and just run it through like that. Oh, look how perfect. All right. Let's take our steak here. We're gonna kind of cut it on an angle. You can tell it's pink, it's a little overdone. That's okay. It'll be just as tasty in the sauce. All right, so we're gonna put this guy right here from biggest to smallest. We'll kind of arrange them all fancy like. There we go. I like it that way. Okay. And then, if you want, you can take a little more of the sauce and you can just kind of drizzle it over like they do in the restaurants, just back and forth. Alright guys, this is the finished dish. It has tons of protein, good omega-3 fats. It has lots of potassium and zinc and vitamin B in it. And for about, I'll say 450, 500 calories with the aioli sauce. You have a beautiful restaurant quality fresh meal. It took about 5 minutes of prep, 5 minutes of cooking, and you can have a gourmet meal at home. So thank you so much for cooking with me, and as always, stay fit, stay jazzy. Go to my website, jazzyfitclub.com. Signing up is completely free, and I will send you weekly videos and recipes and also blogs of things that I learned along the way that help me, such as sugar cravings and PMS and binge weekends and all the emotional roller coaster up and down of eating and how to get out of that and stay on track. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to put in any questions below. Even send me a recipe or two that you absolutely love that you would like for me to revamp for you.